Hello everybody and welcome back to RPG Radio. My name is Winback and on today's episode we're playing some more Diablo 4. The release date is getting closer and closer, and for everybody that pre-ordered this game at the, I want to say, a little bit better than normal tiers, you're going to get early access to it. So it's supposed to release on June 6th, 2023, but if you pre-ordered a copy of the game, one of the like legendary edition or whatever it was, you're going to get access to it on Friday, June the 2nd, which is a full week in advance, which is super awesome. Now, that being said, this is still older footage, so there is some spoiler territory in here towards the end. I'll obviously shut up and stop talking while the characters are talking in the game, but you have been warned. If you don't want to play through the game with any spoilers, don't keep watching this video. Anyway, there's still plenty to talk about when it comes to Diablo 4, and luckily, that is a strange way to carry that mace. Just one-handed. A little bit buggy. A little bit buggy still. Kind of hilarious in the way that it works. But apparently, according to Blizzard, the game has gone gold, which is an industry term for they are ready to ship, and as many bugs as possible have been patched out. And I guess we're just off to manufacturing and shipping out to all the game stores. Or all the downloading places that you're going to get it from, obviously. I forked out the $100 for the fancy edition without all the collector's crap because I wasn't really super into it. As much as I am absolutely loving this game, the collector's edition stuff did not tickle my pickle, and that's enough for me to ignore it. But anyway, so with the Diablo 4 release date coming up, there's still plenty to talk about, including things like your open world events, not just regular events, we're talking about strongholds. Strongholds are essentially open world dungeons that your character will conquer and turn into a town hub of some sort. At which point it'll be full of vendors, or it can actually be full of a couple different things. There were a couple, I think there were 3 total strongholds in early access, and two of them opened up with vendors and NPCs and more stuff that you could do in town. But one of them, towards the north of the map, I think it was it was like a vampiric stronghold of some kind, would actually... It just plops a campfire down, and it was an event that you would do that would open up periodically for other people to join, and it was basically kind of the same party number as the world boss, but you'd have a ton of people, and you were forced to, or not forced, you're challenged to do a whole bunch of tasks, kill a whole bunch of monsters, and just kind of ram it through to see if you could get your time, or see if you could finish all the tasks in the allotted amount of time that you were given. I think that stronghold was actually higher than the level cap for early access too, so you could end up getting gear that was beyond how far you were allowed to go in the open beta, which is kind of cool. I mean, we got to see a little bit of what more the game will be doing, and I think there were some people just hard grinding out the enemies in that location for quick XP.
Little magpie, it's you. I can save you from this, Mother. I promise. I can learn how to...
Stop. I can't be saved from my own mistakes. This body is only a husk. My spirit must pass on. and you must let me go.
Mother, no. I need you.
You need to move on, my pie, without me. But I can help you one last time before I go. You have the divine blessing. Your blood is the necessary key. You were so loved.
Neyrelle.
The way is open. We have to go. But... do you think Lilith is even still here? It's been so long. I'm afraid she's won this one. Besides, I have to... take care of my mother, but it's not over yet. Not for you. Lilith was after Rosma. Find him. Learn why. I'll be back at the vault. All right?
Now, like I said, there were only 3 strongholds in the Fractured Peaks, which is the first area of the game, but considering that there were 3 here, all the other overworld possibilities should average about the same. So, there should be quite a number of these to explore, to liberate, all over the game.
To my sanctum, though you come too late, just as Lilith did before you. For it was my father, Inarius, who arrived here first. It unfolded as my visions foretold, how we hurtle towards the prophecy's end.
Some super nice foreboding words from the very first Necromancer. If you're not into the lore of Diablo, I highly suggest you do get into it because it is one of the best parts of the game. The whole extended universe is, without a doubt, ridiculously interesting, and if you are at all involved in this sort of dark fantasy setting, I cannot offer up very many other suggestions that are this level of polished.
It started in dreams. I saw shattered images of the end of Sanctuary. The scales of a great serpent carried these visions. And so I went to visit him. I and the serpent's thoughts met.
Now, with the open beta out of the way and a lot of videos surfacing on YouTube about what you need to do to have the best experience in your first day playthrough of this game, or your starter guide, as you will, I don't know if I want to do one of those, mainly because I want to learn the game at my own pace. Even though we've done a little bit of that already, I do want to get that full experience of going from level 1 to 100 and then hitting the end game so we could just feel it all directly in my eyeballs, you know what I mean? So, as far as this channel goes, we'll probably enter into a whole series playthrough of the experience for Diablo 4, finish the campaign, finish max leveling, finish getting a full barbarian wicked crazy build, and then after that, then dive into the different builds for other characters in the game as well. I do want to make a druid. The rogue was incredibly fun as well, at least being played melee. And I may venture into the territory of a necromancer character as well. So, all that being said, it's going to be Barbarian Day 1, because Barbarian is tried and true, never failed, always the best. and I will die on that hill. So you can argue all you want, but I mean, just look at that. We kicked a whole bunch of people into a wall, stunned them, and then chopped them to pieces. It's going to be absolutely fantastic. I'm also excited that this game hopefully will have the longevity to continue to add more classes.
There were others that knew. Ones that couldn't understand the nature of such a thing. I knew enough to be driven to interfere, believing it was about him. He saw himself as a savior, piercing hatred's heart in hell.
The game ultimately is supposed to be a live service beyond its initial release as well, so you're paying to buy in, and you are going to continually play the game because it's going to be consistently updated, just like your League of Legends, your Worlds of Warcraft. It's going to have expansions of its own, as well as constant updates to the current game that you're playing, so there is ultimately going to just be tons and tons of things in the world of Diablo to look forward to continue playing the game. And I mentioned classes earlier. As far as what is introduced to this game, I have incredibly high hopes that we'll get something akin to the Witch Doctor and the Crusader from Diablo 3, which were my two favorites apart from the Barbarian, and one can only hope that we get an entire gambit of characters that have existed within Diablo, or character classes that have existed within Diablo throughout the whole series. So we're obviously hoping for something like an assassin, which is my Diablo 2 holdout for hope. And then obviously there needs to be some type of holy warrior in Diablo 4, because that is severely lacking at this point. There is no paladin, there's no crusader. Not that Diablo 1 particularly had a holy warrior, but that's fine. I'd like to see some Amazons too. I know the rogue is supposed to be our kind of like evil Amazon, but I really miss that that kind of blonde Roman armored crazy spear throwing, lightning wielding Cassia that was all over Diablo 2. It's actually, now that the more that I think about it and the more that I remember Heroes of the Storm, the Amazon is just it's a kind of class that I think I would really enjoy in this setting, at the very least.
Oh, you refuse to give me the key. You stand in the way of the Savior. The holy blood in your veins should be boiling.
Nothing you do will change the future I saw.
I create my own destiny. And this prophecy of yours is just a small part of it. It is wider, beyond comprehension of ungrateful spawns like yourself. All you must understand is once I am victorious in hell, the high heavens will welcome me home, where I belong.
I wish it would be true, Father.
Basically what I'm saying is that because this game is going to be a living, breathing project that will hopefully be supported for a very long time by both the fans and the developers, I have a laundry list of things that I would love to see, and starting with all of that is obviously characters. More builds, more classes, stuff to get more freedom to build, to play. I have this inner, crafty build momentum from playing Grim Dawn for so long that I really want something just as fluid and, untethering as that. So, I have high hopes. I really do. The gameplay loop is near perfect as far as combat is concerned, and the game is obviously doing very well. They are listening to their players. They are making changes quickly, even before the release of the game, so that it is in an incredibly good state. And with the level of polish and interest on all of these boss fights, the world bosses, the game itself is going to just be such a joy. I have no doubts. Even if I only played it for the campaign, I would love every single second of it. With that being said, this is one of the, I believe Lilith's Lament is the last boss in terms of story, in terms of campaign story for the game. If you've been following the campaign story up to this point, you know how things are going. If not, I won't spoil anything else for you, and I don't even know why you've made it this far in the video, obviously, if you're trying to avoid spoilers, but this battle in and of itself is quite emotional at the end, if at all you've been paying attention, and the battle itself is incredibly fun as well. The platform is enormous. There's a lot of dodging and diving and dipping and DPS to make this battle entertaining without being too difficult. I mean, the difficulty and the ability for the player to feel engaged within all of this stuff is there. I will be comparing this game to Lost Ark a whole lot because Lost Ark has a ton of combat. Everything that Lost Ark did with combat and the gameplay loop therein was incredible, and I am glad that Diablo 4 has taken a lot of inspiration from that game and baked it in here, because this is truly the type of boss fight, the type of world event that you want to enjoy. This is where all of the gameplay comes to a head, and it is 1000% rewarding for that reason.
Who did this?
I have done all that was asked. The pain is gone now. This was a just punishment. A stronger man would have refused Venard's bribe. Nerel. Nerel, is she safe?
Yes, she is safe.
Our meeting is no coincidence. I came here to help. Will you give this to her for me? I should never have taken it. It's so dark. I have repented. Do you think I was too late?
No, not too late. The light has come to carry you home. Do you not see it, friend?
Yes. Yes. I see it now. They have come.
You didn't need that armor to prove your worth, friend.
That is it though for me, everybody. Thanks so much for watching. If you made it this far in the video, I appreciate you. There will be more D4 in the future, but this is as far as the story will carry us, so I will leave you with the final cinematics of the open access and early beta, and you can get excited for this game, because everyone should. Peace out.
You don't need to. I saw a vision of the key lifted from my corpse, under the watchful eyes of the great serpent in my sanctum. If you are chosen as you say, it will come to pass.
It's too quiet. Where is she? Is that him? Is that Rathma?
I don't know if you would have chosen to stand beside me in this new world, Rathma. But I would have saved your place, just the same. And now, all that you might have been has been stolen from me. Stolen. This key unlocks more than the doors of hell. It unlocks our path to the future. A future made possible because of the price you paid. Your sacrifice will not have been in vain. Vigo wanted you to have this.
He was a good man. And Lilith? Was she even there? Did you meet her?
Already gone by the time I arrived.
There is more. I can see that.
Lilith took a key to hell off Rathma's body.
Then it was all in vain. She's the only one who got what they wanted.
Naira. She came seeking the Haradrim of legend. Seeking hope. She found neither. But her part in things was far from over. In truth, we would need her more than she needed us. Didn't seem that way at the time, though. For anyone. Inarius proved to be just as unreliable as I'd feared. His self-obsession had driven him to murder his son, Rathma. And from the corpse left behind, Lilith had taken a key to hell. Where would she use it? We could only depend on ourselves to find out.